audience anticipating, waiting. The judges equipped with pencils in hand, all eyes on her.
4 or 5 hours a day, 6 days a week, for 8 months comes boiled down to 3 minutes.
One tense atmosphere staged for a 13-year-old, eased with the first notes of a beautiful song. Kayla Smith quickly takes command of any remaining tension, slicing each shred with her sharpened skates.
Like when I wake up and then I go to school, come straight from school to the rink. I skate till like 7 most days, and then I go home, I do my homework, I sleep, and I come back and I do the same thing, like every day.
Plenty of pressure firmly pitted on the 4'10" skater's shoulders.
Her dedication, she knows this is not for the faint of heart.
But this newly turned teen is stronger than you can imagine.
Just watching her get her jumps and her spins and her footwork and things, but even just the confidence that she has gained in herself.
She only has to sneak a glance past the side glass to a loving mother.
I'm just so proud of her.
It means everything to me.
And an encouraging coach.
Very energetic, very athletic, has a lot of potentials. She also works really hard. So
they're amazing. They push me to work harder every day.
And second from Fort Wayne, Kayla Smith.
Smith skates to a second-place medal at the intermediate level.
It felt pretty good. I mean, not my best skate.
She's not satisfied.
when I send them on the ice, I always say, you don't want to hold back. And if you made a mistake, that's okay. You have another chance.
1 week later, Smith competed in pairs with partner Andy Dang. And with that, she qualified to the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Nashville this January, further cementing herself onto the national stage. And that is precisely where Kayla wants to be.
That's been one of my goals, since I first started.
Maybe even one day herself.
I can't imagine it.
2026 is probably my biggest goal.
Competing in the Olympics.
I look forward to that feeling. I see so many skaters work so hard to get to the Olympics, and then their reactions when they get to the Olympics is just because all that hard work that you put in for so many years finally pays off.
Kayla's inspiration to pursue figure skating came when she was just 5 years old, back in 2014, watching the Sochi Olympics. Maybe one day, Kayla will be the one inspiring the next generation. Linda? The Comets won't quit after losing Game 1 big and falling behind by 3 goals in Game 2. Their never-say-die attitude led them to an improbable, historical, overtime victory on Saturday night. Now, they have the chance to take the lead in this Western Conference Final Series back at home, back at the Memorial Coliseum. Down 4-1 heading into the third period of play on Saturday, the K's got one to go with a dozen minutes left in the period. Within striking distance, Jackson Leaf and Brandon Hawkins pulled off back-to-back goals within the final 5 minutes of play. And in overtime, Oliver Cooper, he cashed in on the final piece of a comeback masterpiece, making Comets history and evening up this series.
It happened all so fast, you didn't even have time to think. And even after the game, you got to jump on the bus, and it's going to be about an 18-hour trip to get back to Fort Wayne. So you go right back to bed, and as soon as you wake up, you start thinking about the next game. So you don't even really have time to enjoy it. But the fleeting moment there for the moment was an unbelievable feeling.
An 18-hour trip back to the Summit City. Not much time for either team to rest entering into this Game 3, but the Comets can rest on the fact that the duration of this series is back in the jungle.
To be coming back into the Coliseum in front of the home fans.
Yeah, every Notre Dame home game is electric, but you can bet night games hit just a bit different. Add in its storied rival USC in the house, you can bet this cool air is going to get hot with one fired up crowd. The last time these two teams played, well, that was 2 seasons ago, right here at Notre Dame Stadium. The Irish just held on to a 30-27 victory in another clash between 2 of the most prestigious college football programs in the country. You can only hope for those kind of fireworks again as the latest chapter soon unfolds.
Right, we're definitely blessed to be able to play USC again. I mean, it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, college football rivalry in the country, and get to play them in that environment. I think it'll be really good for everybody, and that's the reason they came here, is playing big games like that. So
for me, growing up a Notre Dame fan, I'd always grow up watching USC games, and so for me to know I'm going to go in and play pretty significant snaps against them, it's a dream come true, really. And I mean, I'm a senior, but I've never actually had a snap in a USC game before, so this is a really exciting opportunity for me.
All my people gather around.
Due to the shortened season in 2020, these two programs did not match up for the first time since World War II. Be certain they can't wait to make up for lost time. A kickoff is set for 7:30 on Fort Wayne's NBC. Catch Chaz Frazier with the highlights after the game at 11:15 on the 5th quarter. Plus, I'll give a post-game recap. But for now, reporting live at Notre Dame Stadium, Chris Ryan, Fort Wayne's NBC. That's right, Linda. After losing Game 1, the Comets really had their backs against the wall as they headed into Game 2, the third period of play, down 3 goals. And yet they somehow pulled off the comeback overtime victory, a game that will go down in Comets history, one that could be the defining moment perhaps in a potential Kelly Cup run. Well, Chaz, from start to finish, there never really was any doubt who would win this game. The Irish lived in the red zone. But outside of a big-time interception